Taking a look now at some of our Alaska news for Tuesday, July 25th, 2017. The U.S. Senate is looking to renew the Frankenfish import ban. Frankenfish, that's a kind of a euphemism for the genetically modified fish, which now has been approved in Canada. They're saying it's just as nutritious and not harmful to people compared to the other farmed fish that they get on the Atlantic side. This one, of course, being developed. A lot of concern that Alaskan wild-caught salmon could be affected if this genetically modified salmon is not labeled as genetically modified. So they're looking to renew the ban on it until such time as the FDA mandates the labeling. The Fairbanks Natural Gas has increased the fixed residential rate for the first time in 10 years. This as the FNG, which is now owned by Ada. Ada also now owns the company that takes the natural gas from the Kenai up to Fairbanks. They're still negotiating and fighting basically with IGU, which is the Interior Gas Utility, which was something that the borough decided to create to basically supply the gas regardless of the economics of it. All right, now the economics has pushed the rate up once again. The special session on the capital budget is set to convene Thursday, and many of the lawmakers are hoping that it will be a one-day session in and out that's approved the money so that we can match the funds that we can get from the federal government to do construction projects around the state. Others are not so hopeful, thinking that it might be 2 days or even more. Fairbanks saw some high winds on Sunday, and there were a couple of fires. The firefighters were able to contain one house fire and keep it from spreading out into the woods out on Murphy Dome. And GVEA, that's the Golden Valley Electric Association, is dealing with a number of outages that were caused by the high winds of the trees knocking into power lines. A gray whale calf was spotted swimming up Ship Creek in Anchorage. Not Sheep Creek. Sheep Creek is in Fairbanks. Ship Creek is in Anchorage. Oh, this whale calf, apparently not unusual for whales to get into that river, and they're saying it was last seen headed back out to Cook, and that why it was separated from its mother, they're not entirely sure. They're suspecting possibly an orca attack. Troopers say that a man has drowned in Johnson Lake after removing his life jacket. He was swimming with friends and apparently took his life jacket off to continue swimming, and he got further away from the boat and then couldn't make it back, and he went down. Do you remember the plane crash back in 2016 at Halibut Cove, in which the publisher of the Alaska Dispatch News, Alice Rogoff, was coming in for a landing and basically bounced off the water? She survived, I think, minor injuries. Plane was damaged, of course. But they're saying that it may have been something called glassy water, which contributed to the accident. That's a very dangerous situation in which it creates a mirror effect, and you can't judge distance. You may think that you're closer to the water than you actually are and then stall out, or think that you have further to go to get to the water and hit it too hard. And that's apparently what she did. As witnesses said that she looked like she bounced off the water. In Juneau, the Project Playground soil testing has proved no contamination, and Juneau's the employment for the entire state, June employment, is down by 5,500 jobs compared to last year. They're saying that government jobs took the biggest hit. However, so did construction. The government lost 1,500 positions, construction lost 1,400 positions, and oil and gas lost another 1,300 positions. We've got more stories than we have time for. If you'd like to get them, all you have to do is become a subscriber at radiofreespeech.com. I send out a 30 to 40-minute audio version every single morning, which you can then download and listen on your way to work. Get details at radiofreespeech.com.